Are you ready for Q4 and Black Friday? Well, in today's episode of the e-commerce Optic, we'll discuss what it takes to be 100% ready for Q4. And as you know, my name is Daniel Chabert, and I run this podcast. Every week, I put out 2 new episodes. So if you like this kind of content, please let me know by subscribing in wherever you find your podcast. Anyway, let's dive in. And the first thing I want to talk about is planning your sales targets. And this sounds pretty easy and obvious, right? But you need to be super specific about your sales targets. For Q4, we all know that October is pretty good, but November is so much better. And even inside of November, we got our Black Friday, we got our Cyber Monday. We have all these things upcoming. Some brands do a week of sales. And my point is that you want to even put in sales targets for every single day in November because they're so important for your numbers. And if you want to hit your monthly number, it's much easier if you break it down on a daily basis. The same thing with December. We all know that the last week we won't sell much. So you want to have targets for the first 3 weeks of December where you make the majority of your sales, and you want to make sure you're on target. And the reason why I want you to plan your sales target on a daily basis is because you can then peel back. You can then understand what it is you need to do in order to hit those targets. So for example, if we understand we need to do 1 million in November, it could take 2 weeks before we understand, or it could take 4 weeks before we understand that we'll never hit that target. And by that time, it's too late. But if we have daily targets, we're really aware if we are ahead of our target or if we're behind. So you can look at stuff like your inventory. You can look at stuff like your media activities, your promotions, to see if you need to do something extra in order to get back on track. So that's the first thing you need to do. The second thing is your inventory. And this is obvious. If you're an e-commerce brand, you already know this. You need to understand your sales targets first of all, because when you have that, you can plan your inventory, because you can then say, you know what, I'm going to sell this amount of units, and I can, of course, make sure to have all that stock in my warehouse well ahead of time. And as always, there's always going to be delays. So the faster you can get your stock in, the better. What is really important here is to look at the sales history from last year. You probably know this already. Look at the colorways, look at the SKUs that are selling, and plan ahead to make sure you have plenty of inventory here. The second thing is, inventory. You might say, oh, I didn't sell as much as I wanted to. Then be a bit agile here. So if you're seeing that some inventory is not moving, you could run a promotion. You could put focus on it through ads, through emails, and so on. So it's really important to bring your cash or your inventory down so you don't have too much cash in your inventory. And for that reason, you might want to potentially change your promotional activities throughout the Q4 so that you can sell some of that inventory that's really not moving for some reason. And the final option here is, again, to bundle it with a product that's selling well so you can make it a bit more attractive, maybe increase AOV, but you can get rid of that inventory so it doesn't take up your warehouse. Number 3 is to plan your media buying activities. And media buying is going to be probably the biggest factor for your success in Q4. You will be running ads throughout Meta, Google, TikTok, and so on. And here it's really important, if you work with an agency, to get out to them early to create a plan. Ideally, they should be proactive, right, and come to you and give you a plan of what they want to do for Q4. There's going to be a lot of creative assets. There's going to be a lot of campaigns that needs to be scaled and so on. And it's important that you have a strategy going into this. Some brands even collect leads or early bird signups, people that said, you know what, I'm interested in deals from this brand. So whatever it is, make sure that plan is already done with your internal media buyer or with your agency well ahead of time. It should be done in September, honestly, because they get busy too, and then they will deprioritize you if they have to do it last minute, basically. So in the media buying space, you want to make sure that everybody knows the CPAs are going to go through the roof, but the more you can create stability in your campaigns, the better you're going to do with your CPAs. And when I mean stability, is running campaigns for a long amount of time, that the algorithm actually has time to build up budget. The the algorithm understands who you're trying to target. So sort of like switching on and off campaigns all the time is not going to do you any favors, which is why it will be better for you to have promotional campaigns that run for a little bit longer. And again, this all comes down to planning. So make sure you reach out right now to ad agency. Fourth is email and setting up your email campaigns for Q4. I mean, probably email is the second most important, if not the most important factor for your success here, because all those people that take action on a sale are usually people that you've acquired throughout the years, and now they're just going to take advantage of the fact that your products are on discount. So you want to make sure that you set up the perfect campaigns for your customers here. And when I mean campaigns is you probably want to be sending out emails almost daily throughout most of November. I mean, you have to understand your audience and you understand how aggressive you can be here. But what we've seen works really well is basically run campaigns quite frequently and segmenting the people you send emails to. So there will be people that are less likely to open an email, and for those, you don't want to send emails daily. And then there are the people that are super fans and love your product and want to get everything possible. And for them, it makes sense to do an email daily. And when I talk about emails, I don't want you to just spam, discount and offers, because nobody cares about that. But give them value, show them who you are, show the people behind the company, guides and other things like that. So that way you can basically be top of mind all the time because you're sending out emails every single day. And it's not promotional. Of course, there will be promotional emails as well, but it just cannot be every single day. And, the percentage of emails that will be promotional will go higher towards the end of November when we have Black Friday, when we have Cyber Monday and all these other things going on. But with emails, one thing I do want to highlight is you want to split test every single campaign. So when you're running out an email, you can split test the title, you can split test the actual content of the email. And if you're planning well ahead of time, you want to make sure that every single promotional email in the last half of November is being split tested. And when I say split tested, it means that it will test on the title, which one will have the highest open rate just on the title. And then in the actual content, the discounts, the promotions, you can even completely customize that. So there's always two options. And it will send out these campaigns 50-50 to this first 5 to 10% of your list. And after that, it will pick a winner and it will send the rest of that campaign email out. Now, the benefit of doing that is you're going to get a much, much higher conversion rate because you're basically split testing every single promotional email. And if you have an email agency that you work with, they should be able to do this for you, just because there's so much revenue on the line. And if you're doing it in-house, well, you should get started now, because there's going to be lots and lots and lots of emails, and you're going to want to split test the title. You're going to want to split test the actual content and promotion inside of the emails. Of course, all your lists have to be done. All your flows have to be done. So basically, your flows of your abandonment card, the browser abandonments, and the win-back emails, and so on, all that has to be done as well. But I believe that you will have done this by now. And if you haven't, then I suggest you get your agency to set up those flows, because there's just so much revenue here. And the final thing I want to say is, because this is so closely tied to email, is your pop-ups. So usually people will, or brands will put in pop-ups to get email subscribers. And typically it will be like save 10% in order to get, or add in your email and you will save 10%, right? This is what we're pretty familiar with. But doing those promotional days in November and December, there can be other offers that are more attractive. It can be a giveaway, it can be a free product if they add in their email, so it will be added to their cart. Think about how you can split test the pop-ups during this holiday season, because you'll have so much traffic on your website. You want to make sure you capture as many emails as possible. So I would say go over the board with the offer and how attractive you can make those pop-ups. I've seen brands do free items if you subscribe to their list, and that item is quite interesting. It's a really great product, But the cool thing is you can only get that item if you buy something in the store. It could be on orders above $50 or an order above $100, which is totally fair, and customers will be happy to pay for that. But think about adding more value than just 10% off, because you're already running 30-40% off probably on the store during Black Friday, and people expect more during that season. So that's just my quick comments on testing different pop-ups during that holiday season. So number 5 is creating irresistible offers. We already heard a lot about this lately. There's Hamosi, his book 100 Million Offers, and everyone is talking about an irresistible offer these days. But I feel like it's become a little bit, unspecific. Like, people are basically just saying create a great offer, but they're not really talking about exactly what you need to do in order to create that offer. And for e-commerce, there's only so much we can do. We have to make sure we're still profitable. We have to make sure this offer actually makes sense for the kind of brand we are. But some of the things that we have tested for our clients in helping them create that irresistible offer throughout their e-commerce store is a great return policy. Plus 45 days is where we're seeing it makes a difference in conversion rate. So you might say, oh, a good return policy, what does that have to do with an offer? Well, actually, everything about the store, everything about what you can sell and the benefits and the policies, that's part of your offer as an e-commerce brand. And it's not normal to have a long return policy, because most brands don't want to do that. They don't want to have to deal with returns later on. But it's becoming a thing where customers just expect that they can buy it as a Christmas gift, and whoever receives it can return it in January if they're not happy. So long return periods, it could be until the end of January or whatever it might be. That really works, and that actually helps your conversion rate, especially if you add that right under the Add to Cart button and other prominent places on your website, so people really understand that you can return those products for a long time if you don't want to keep them. Second thing I would really advise you to try is a long testing period. So even if you use the product, you can test it. So let's say you bought a pair of shoes, you're walking with them for 2 weeks, and even if you don't want them after 2 weeks, you can return them. That's almost an outrageous thing, because you're not going to be able to sell those shoes to another customer again. But I'll tell you this, it creates so much trust and credibility if customers can have the experience of walking around in the shoes and then have to return it. Obviously, you can put in demands like it has to come in the original box and all these other things. Trust me, so few people will return the shoes. And even the ones that do, they will be so likely to buy another pair from you because of this amazing policy. So think about not just having a good return policy, but also a testing period, a trial period, something so that you can try the product. That really works wonders to improve your conversion rate for your e-commerce store. The other thing is obviously to promise a result. Otherwise, you can have your money back. So risk reversals, money back guarantees, they always work super well. And it depends on the product you're selling. Obviously, if you're selling... okay, let's talk about pillows, for example. If you're selling pillow, it could be hard to say you'll get a specific result. But what about what a pillow allows you to do? A pillow is there for you to have a good night's rest. So it could be something about sleep guarantee. It could be something about if you're not happy with your sleep quality after using the pillow for a certain amount of days, then you get your money back. So again, the money back is the really important part, which is also what you get, by the way, if you test it and return it. So those things are kind of similar. And then you got bonuses and gifts. Bonuses and gifts are really great for improving conversion rate. If you can show that if you buy this product right now during this holiday season, then you'll get an extra product for free, or you will get a gift, or whatever it might be, that can really help a lot. And especially if you can put that bonus/gift around the area, like the Add to Cart button, the checkout button, and so on, where people are making that commitment to buy your product. So that's really important. Obviously, discount works really well. You're already doing that for Black Friday, so I'm not going to go into detail about it. but having a big discount is obviously a great thing. And I think the discount tied with a limited time frame works so much better. So talk about how long this product will be on sale, and then how it will go back up to full price. That is much more effective than just showing a discounted price. We got limited stock. Consider showing exactly how much stock you have reserved for the holiday season, or how much stock you have reserved for this specific discount you're giving. That works really, really well, especially if you can show it's sort of ticking down towards zero, so people can feel that FOMO effect, that sense of urgency to take action right now. So yeah, creating irresistible offers across your store will definitely improve your conversion rate. This is one of the most powerful things you can do to your store, especially if those benefits, if those offers are placed and communicated around the decision-making areas of the website, so the add to carts, the checkouts, and so on. It can also be on the home page and category pages at the top, close to the banners, just so people are aware of what you're offering on your site. Number 6 is to improve your AOV. So that's why it's number 6 on the list. You know, it's so important to work on your AOV. And sometimes the lowest hanging fruit on your store is to increase your average order value, not actually your conversion rate. And think about it. If you can increase your AOV, you can basically afford to pay more per customer. And we all know that Q4 is going to be really, really expensive for your acquisition costs. So AOV just makes a lot of sense. And there's so much you can do here. One of the coolest things we've done for our clients right now, and that works really well, is implementing a discount ladder. So basically in your cart, you know how there's sometimes a progression bar that shows you how far you are from free shipping? But you could add additional brackets or tiers. So you got your free shipping at $50, then you got a free gift at $85, and then you got an additional product at $120, and the list goes on. You can do gifts, you can do bonuses, you can do free shipping, you can do priority shipping, free upgrade to priority shipping, whatever it might be. And this is just such an easy way to add AOV. And it works so well because we hate missing out on things. We have that FOMO thing in us. Oh, I'm just $10 away from this additional unlock, this additional gift. So I would definitely recommend that. And there's so many apps that can actually show you this progression, and that's why I believe you should implement it as soon as possible. But the list doesn't stop there. You can add pairings and bundles on your product pages. There's so many apps for that. So showing you the discount at 3 and 5 units of the same item, or showing you how to complete the look if it's fashion related, or complementary products that complement the product on that page specifically. So, if you want to buy this, you may want to buy this, and this. And by the way, here is a discount if you add any of these additional items to your cart. So there's so many ways you can do that. We had a great success with adding in shipping protection on our carts for our clients. So basically, when you're at the cart stage, you will see a little slider at the bottom that says add shipping protection for $5. And basically what you're committing to is if the product gets lost, then you'll replace it for the customer. But you're doing that no matter what, right? Because you want to take care of your clients. And this is just another $5 of additional AOV that you can add to your AOV basically in total. So post-purchase upsells are definitely important too. You can use Zipify, you can use Rebuy, you can use Aftersell. These are all apps inside of Shopify. What you'll do here is set up a post-purchase flow. So after they add in their credit card information, they will get an upsell, which is usually more the same, but at a discount, or a product that complements what they bought, also at a discount. Again, we're just trying to add AOV to our order, and it works really, really well. We see from most of the clients where we set this up, 10 to 15% increase in revenue on a yearly basis. And this is where we just go in and look at all their apps, all their upsells, all their AOV sort of triggers, and we just rework everything. We see a 10 to 15% upsell. So think about that. If you have a brand and you can add 10 to 15% additional revenue, almost pure profit, because again, this is just extra revenue you'll get. Well, wouldn't you want to do that? So this is why I believe you should be thinking about this immediately. Number 7 is to improve your conversion rate, right? This is what we do day in, day out for our clients all the time across the globe. And the reason why you always want to think about conversion rate is that it makes you more revenue on the top line and more profit on the bottom. What we've done recently really well is actually use Shopify apps for some testing. So we have done pricing testing, shipping threshold testing through apps on Shopify. We used an app called A/B Convert, which works really well for that. And obviously, we also do our normal A/B testing through convert.com. But if you are a brand and you're not working with your conversion rate, then you're missing out. Conversion rate is how you get to scale your brand, because now you're converting, so you can essentially pay more to acquire a customer without losing money. So things you can do here across the board, I can give you can go to purplefire.io and go under conversion checklist, and you can download my free checklist of, I think it's like 250 tips for improving your conversion rate, and you can literally go through one by one to fix everything on your website. And that is really, really important, and something I definitely recommend you do as soon as possible. Tip number 8 is to test your free shipping threshold. And that is probably a bit surprising why I put that on the list, but we've done that recently and saw some really interesting findings. And that is why I'm mentioning it today on this list. So basically, we went out for a brand and we tested what price we want to, or what threshold we want to give free shipping for, right? So it used to be, I think, $30, and then we tested $40, $50, and $65. Right, and the brand was just so sure that $40 would convert the best, and basically all orders above $40 should have free shipping. The surprise was that there was this $65 one that actually won the test. So all orders above $65, they will now have free shipping. Now, why did that win? That is so strange, right? People literally have to add more products to their cart in order to get the free shipping. Well, what happened was that there was a loss in conversion rate. There was a slight downtick in conversion rate. But the boost in AOV more than justified the little conversion leak we had. Basically, the metric we looked at in this test was revenue per visitor. And that revealed that our revenue per visitor would go up if we increased the threshold to $65. Now, this was shocking, but we've done this now for over 10 clients. And we've seen similar results from most of the clients, that adding or testing a higher free shipping threshold usually results in more revenue per visitor. So those are the 8 tips I want to give you for Q4. And if you're not ready for this, if you haven't really set all these things up, maybe you are not working on your AOV, maybe you're not working on your conversion rate, then, somebody like us could be a good fit for you. Again, I don't know if you are the right fit. You have to have a certain size. You need to be 7 figures. But if you are and you just want somebody to handle it all, let me know. Reach out to me on LinkedIn or my email, through the website. You can book a call. We'll take a call. I'll do an audit, and we can talk about if it's a good fit or if it's better that you do it yourself. But anyway, this was the episode today on the e-commerce uptick. Until next time, see you later.